This voluptuous yet shallow Florida woman believes that Halloween is simply too dull without its spine-chilling elements. To make the holiday fun, she decided to inflict harm on her boyfriend, who had upset her. It's said that girls who enjoy cosplay can easily develop a twisted mentality, especially when it involves a woman who loves both horror movies and adult-themed content. The woman in the photo is Melissa Turner, and her story is far more captivating than the characters she has portrayed. Born in November 1992 in a typical family in Florida, Melissa was pampered by her parents as their only child. While other girls her age enjoyed dolls and dresses, she had a fascination with horror art. On quiet nights, Melissa would sit alone in front of the television, engrossed in horror films. Melissa once mentioned that instead of feeling frightened while watching these movies, she experienced an exhilarating thrill. Over time, she became desensitized to graphic scenes in real life. The day she looked forward to the most each year was Halloween, when the entire town transformed into a haunted spectacle. She eagerly ventured out that night to witness the parade of ghouls. Another notable aspect of Melissa is her hearty appetite. She doesn't shy away from food. Thanks to her parents' indulgence, she was often treated to a variety of delicious dishes, leading her to become quite overweight during her formative years. As a result, her classmates often kept their distance from her. Additionally, throughout her educational journey, she accumulated $26,000 in student loans. The external financial pressure and the challenges of daily life led to a significant decline in Melissa's mental well-being. Fortunately, Melissa is incredibly resilient. In 2013, she decided to transform her life. She immersed herself in various fitness videos and motivational content online while also adopting a healthier diet and routine. As a result, in just 2 years, Melissa's weight dropped from 114 kilograms to 72 kilograms, leading to a remarkable transformation. By 2014, after engaging in online dating, Melissa began a relationship with a boyfriend. The love and support she received provided her with renewed motivation. After careful thought, she chose to turn her passion for cosplay into a career. In today's digital landscape, cosplaying can be quickly monetized through video creation and live events. While this path can be lucrative, the competition is fierce. The rapid growth of the internet has led to a saturated cosplay market. Typically, the audience for these videos is predominantly male. Anyone familiar with the scene knows that followers of a cosplayer often care more about the suggestive aspects of the content than about strict adherence to character accuracy. After all, viewers watch these videos to boost their spirits, and provocative content tends to capture the attention of a large male audience. Throughout her weight loss journey, Melissa keenly noticed a shift in how others perceived her as her image changed. Recognizing this key point, she began creating a series of engaging cosplay videos, which helped her gain significant popularity in the cosplay community. To fit her online persona, Melissa chose the nickname, Two Thorny Roses, a name that sparks the imagination. As her journey progressed, she became bolder and more adventurous. Melissa even hired a professional photography team to create a few films meant for late-night viewing. Her personal image was distinct. While many opted for a cute aesthetic, Melissa embraced a horror theme. Her videos featured an abundance of eerie and gory elements, which effectively drew in a larger audience. With her growing popularity, Melissa opened her own studio in 2016. However, as her career soared, her romantic life faced challenges. Her boyfriend was unmotivated and lazy, qualities that became increasingly irritating to Melissa as she succeeded in her career. This led to frequent arguments, and by 2017, they parted ways. Just a year later, Melissa found a new boyfriend, who would later become the unfortunate subject of this story, Matthew Trussler. Born in 1994, Matthew was hardworking, dedicated, and incredibly caring. After graduating, he took on the role of manager at an Italian restaurant. Despite being perceived as successful, he felt unfulfilled and decided to leave that position to work in insulation in Florida. It was during this time that he met Melissa at a cosplay event. Although Matthew was 2 years younger, their age difference didn't hinder their romance. As their relationship deepened, they decided to pool their resources and buy a beautiful white villa in Florida, complete with a pool and gym, luxurious and expensive. If all went well, this would become their future love nest. During Melissa and Matthew's relationship, he was always present in her video creations. On important holidays and special occasions, Matthew would express his love for Melissa on social media, and she would always respond in kind. However, was their public display of affection truly reflective of their reality? Not quite. Anyone who has been online knows that content on the internet can be misleading. In real life, Melissa and Matthew often found themselves in heated arguments. The truth can be heard in this recording. On October 18, 2019, a call came into the Florida Emergency Center reporting that a boyfriend had suddenly collapsed at home. When the police arrived, they found Melissa trembling in a corner while Matthew lay on the floor, his body already stiff. The subsequent police report indicated that Matthew had multiple wounds, particularly a noticeable cut across his back. Defensive wounds were also discovered on Matthew's hands. At this time, it was just 2 days before Halloween, and the entire house was decorated like a haunted mansion. The crimson paint almost obscured the police's ability to discern where Matthew's traces began and ended. While giving her statement at the scene, Melissa told the police that she had found Matthew lying in the garden when she returned home. She appeared visibly frightened. However, when the police took her back to the station, her demeanor changed completely. The panic and fear evaporated in an instant. Regarding her boyfriend's death, Melissa no longer expressed sorrow. Instead, she began to complain about his shortcomings. She even changed her story, claiming that Matthew had been drinking heavily and didn't return home until the early morning hours. Upset, she confronted him, but unexpectedly, Matthew became furious, leading to an argument. According to her new account, Matthew suddenly attacked her with a sharp object. In the struggle, she pushed him away and, in self-defense, used the tool against him. Such a contradictory explanation raised the police's suspicions. The stark contrast between her two accounts only fueled their doubt. During the investigation, the police uncovered a crucial lead. A neighbor's security camera happened to have a partial view of Melissa's home. Although her house was obscured by a fence, the camera's audio capabilities provided a wealth of useful information. On the night of the incident, around 4:30 a.m., the recording captured the sound of glass breaking, followed by an argument between Matthew and Melissa. The audio clearly recorded Melissa shouting, "Damn it, I hate you," accompanied by a series of crashing sounds and heavy objects falling. In a state of panic, Melissa shouted, "Wake up! Wake up!" But soon her tone shifted to one of arrogance. After Matthew's final curse, sounds of struggle resumed in the room. Just minutes later, the fighting abruptly stopped. Melissa yelled no, once more, and then there was silence. The timing of this silence coincided with the moment Matthew was reported to be unresponsive, leading investigators to conclude that Melissa was likely involved in his demise. However, without concrete evidence, the police couldn't definitively classify Melissa's actions as premeditated or as a reaction to a threatening situation. According to her account, Matthew had attempted to harm her, and she insisted that her actions were purely in self-defense. Yet, the police had a different perspective. The emergency call records show that Melissa waited for hours after Matthew's death to call the police, which strongly suggests she had no intention of seeking help for him. In court, she insisted that her actions were purely in self-defense, claiming she accidentally killed her boyfriend. Her lawyer argued that Matthew may have had a violent streak. However, when the police examined Matthew's social media accounts, they found a stark contrast to Melissa's claims. His posts mainly showcased his everyday life and his compassion for animals, particularly his efforts to rescue cats and dogs. Friends described Matthew as genuinely kind-hearted. As for Melissa's online presence, let's just say it speaks volumes. Those who know, know. In contrast, the judge and jury found it hard to believe that Melissa was innocent. Matthew had multiple notable injuries, along with wounds consistent with someone defending themselves, leading everyone to think he was the one acting in self-defense. Ultimately, in 2022, Melissa was sentenced to 20 years in prison related to a case involving a fatality. So here's the question, do you think Melissa is innocent?